Uh, all right, here we go. Hello, everybody. Sometimes you just like to get it. Here we go. Oh, hello, everybody. Sometimes you just like to get it. Here we go. Oh, hello, everybody. Turn that off. Right, there we go. You can only hear me once now. Like I say, sometimes you just want to fly. You just want to get up in the air and fly. And so what I thought I'd do is we'd have a live stream because I've been asked a few questions as well. So I thought it might be useful that I could answer the questions and at the same time just have a little bit of a mess around. Right. So here we are. I'm in Bergamo, which is northern Italy, and I just thought I'd have a nice little fly around and answer some of those questions if possible. And I think probably the question that I get asked the most and a lot is about my hardware. So I thought I'd go through the whole kind of list, talk about my PC, talk about the hardware, and I just noticed that for some reason we are off screen. Let me just see if that's any better. This happened the other day as well. It was totally off. I think that should be about right now. So let's have a look at that. Should be a little bit better in a moment. Yeah, there we go. Still a little bit off. I'll try and get it back. So, anyway, talk about my hardware and such like. Let's see, I just want to fix this. Right, so that's there. That is there. I just think I need to pull that out a little bit to there. And let me just see what that looks like. There we go, that's better. And just move it up a little bit as well. Pull that up a little bit. Let's have a look. There we go, that's it. Don't know what happened there. Right, so talk about my hardware. If you're here watching, just say hello, and we'll take it from there. If you've got any questions, then I will try and answer them as well. Okay, so about 2000 IPM. So first of all, my PC. People wanted to know, well, what's your hardware? And I mean, just lately, you see so much stuff on Facebook groups. People wanted to know PC specifications and what have you got and how does it work and all this, that, and the other, whether it be for X-Plane or MSFS. Now, I'm not going to talk about MSFS because I don't know enough about it to make any kind of comment other than I dislike it. But I can talk about X-Plane 12. So, here we are, we're in X-Plane 12. We're just at Bergamo, northern Italy. Those are the Italian Alps. First of all, let me talk about my hardware. And if I can, I'll try and show you. I'll move the camera around and try and show you. So, my PC is 13th gen i7. I can't remember the exact specification of the chip, but it's a Cafe Lake or whatever it's called. 13th gen on a MSI motherboard. I've got a GTX, an MSI GeForce RTX 4080 graphics card, a 1000-watt power supply, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 Vengeance Corsair RAM. It's liquid cooled, and there are also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fans in the case, and 3 on the graphics card. Well, let me see if I can I'll get you a picture of that. Okay, so hopefully if I can keep that steady. there's the case. Unfortunately, the glass is reflecting. Let me move it that way a little bit so you can see it. So that's the case with a bit of RGB lighting in there as well. Okay, let's put this back up here. See my ugly mug? Do you see my ugly mug? Yes, you do. I have a an MSI 32-inch curved monitor, 4K monitor, and that is running at 144 Hertz. So it's very fast, very responsive, absolutely wonderful. In terms of hard drives, I've got 2 NVMe hard drives in the PC. So there's 2 terabyte hard drives. One is my C drive, and the other one is for X-Plane only, X-Plane 12. 2 NVMe, I think they're 2.0 solid state drives. I also have 3 2 terabyte hard drives within the case as well. And externally, I've got a 1 terabyte external hard drive, a 2 terabyte external hard drive, and another 1 terabyte Adata external hard drive. That's a mobile hard drive. It's a military grade, so it can take that almost anywhere, right? In terms of speakers, I've got a set of Creative stereo speakers with a subwoofer, which I rarely use because it's so loud the neighbours get upset and my wife gets upset as well. Moving on with the hardware then, let's get this camera down here. You can see there that I've got, can I hold that steady? Hang on, there I think. You can see I've got the Thrustmaster Airbus TCA quadrant with flap control and throttle and air brake. I love that. And then on this side I've got the Thrustmaster Airbus side stick as well, which is superb. Handles perfectly well. Coming around here, I hope you get this. This is the WinWing MCP. Now at the moment it's not hooked up, so to speak, so all you can see is like all the digits are saying 8888 all the way across, because it's not configured for the Cessna, but it is on. And then here, of course, if I can get this cable out of the way, is the WinWing FMC. Now that was 133 pounds. I'd have to check on the website, and that was 148, I think. Yeah. All right. So I think that's the hardware that's done. Not quite, but because we've got wireless keyboard, essential. Now, some friends of mine, they've got these Corsair keyboards and mice, which are incredibly expensive, but they don't do anything different as far as I'm concerned. Although they'll argue with me that they say, oh yeah, they do. They're more responsive and they're better, blah blah blah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but I'm not going to spend, you know, £120 plus on a keyboard and a mouse when this, which is wireless, is absolutely perfect. Does everything that I need it to do. It's small, compact, fits on my desk, along with my wireless mouse. So you know, for flight simulation. I suppose if you're a serious gamer and you're into Call of Duty and you play Call of Duty via your keyboard, then you might want a faster response. But I play Call of Duty, and I use a £20 controller that I bought on Amazon for Call of Duty, and that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Okay, this is a new headset, and I'm hoping you can hear me okay. It'd be nice if somebody would just say, yes, you sound okay. So let me ask this. What does the sound like? Okay, and maybe somebody can answer me. But this headset, because my Corsair one, someone suggested I buy a Corsair headset, which I did, which was quite expensive at the time, and that broke last week. It fell off my desk and it broke, and I was not happy. So I bought this one, which is wireless, no wires attached, and I can go into the bathroom, the bedroom, I can go downstairs, and I can still hear, and everything sounds great on that. So please let me know if you can hear me. What do I sound like? 5x5 or whatever. Okay. Let's put a chat in there. Okay. So I think that's all the hardware. Oh, one last thing. I've got a tablet here, a Samsung tablet, which I use. I use Web FMC on this when I'm flying the Airbus, because the WinWing FMC it doesn't work with the Airbus because it's a Boeing one. So I use this with Web FMC on, and this is pretty damn good. Okay, I think that's it. I have got another microphone here, a freestanding microphone, which I use sometimes when I'm recording videos rather than live streaming. So yeah, I'll use that when I'm just recording, doing a voiceover on live stream. Justin Lever says sound is good, thank you. There's a few people watching. If you can give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. The algorithm loves that, and will drive some people towards me with any luck. Right, here we go. So let's talk about software. Okay, let's talk about software. As you well know, I only use X-Plane 12 for a number of reasons, and I suppose I could talk about them briefly. Why did I change from Microsoft to X-Plane? And we need to go back a number of years now. I can't even remember how long ago. But I was an FSX user, and back then when FSX came out, I went out and I bought a new computer. Excuse me, itchy nose. I bought a new computer specifically for FSX, because I think I knew like a year before it came out that it was coming out. And in the beginning, it was great. FSX was brilliant. But then very quickly, I found myself spending more time fiddling, tweaking, and getting the thing to run. I mean, I had all the aircraft. I had the PMDG, I had the Level D 767. I really, went to town, and I knew as much as you could possibly know about FSX. I used to write on forums. I thought I was pretty knowledgeable with FSX, but then it just got impossible to use it. So I started looking around for a new simulator. Excuse me. I looked at Combat Sims, DCS World, and then I came across X-Plane 10. Now, I had dabbled with X-Plane 9 previously, and I thought it was terrible. It was cumbersome. It took a lot of setting up, and it really was, a high-end simulator that I found quite distressing. But then X-Plane 10 came out, which made things a lot easier, and it worked straight out of the box. Okay, the scenery wasn't, the ground scenery wasn't the best in the world, but the flight dynamics and the aircraft were absolutely brilliant. And so I continued with X-Plane 10, and then X-Plane 11, and now X-Plane 12. And as far as I'm concerned, you can argue with me, and I know people will, as far as I'm concerned, I think that X-Plane 12 is a far superior simulator. Did I hear my wife shouting then? No, I couldn't possibly have. Hang on. Bear with me. Fran? Oh. I think it might have been somebody shouting out in the street. Anyway, I found X-Plane to be a far better simulator, and I've stuck with X-Plane 12, and X-Plane 12 just gets better and better as we go along. Right, so let's talk about my simulator then. So what have we got here? So this is X-Plane 12 Beta 7, and that's why the clouds look so good. Far more realistic than, I'm going to say, Microsoft 2020 or 2024. I've always found that the clouds in Microsoft slightly overdone, whereas the clouds here in X-Plane 12 are just getting better and better each time they do a beta, and they're still working on the clouds. They will get better again in the future, a lot better. But right now they're looking pretty good. So X-Plane 12. Okay, so it's not vanilla because I also use something called X-Plane Map Enhancement. Now, X-Plane Map Enhancements is the new way of generating orthophoto scenery or orthophoto scenery into the simulator. Originally, we had something called Ortho for XP, and basically you had to download orthophoto tiles, and you needed a huge amount of space for that, a huge amount of space, and it would take you forever. You know, it would take a good long time downloading tiles, and you needed a lot of storage space. Some people bought terabytes of hard drive space. I mean, when I say they bought terabytes, they bought, you know, up of 20 to 30 terabytes of hard drive space so they could get that. Then something came out called Auto Ortho, which was a little bit better. It was a streaming package. So rather than installing terabytes of data onto your hard drives, you downloaded maybe gigabytes of data, and it would stream in. This X-Plane Map Enhancement is so different, it's unbelievable. Let me show you. He says, desperately trying to find it. There it is. So this is X-Plane Map Enhancement, okay? Now, I'm using Google Maps 1 Pro because I bought the $40 license, okay? And as you can see here, I've chosen a map and I'm using Google Map 1 Pro, and it streams in, okay? You download some initial data, but then it will stream in tiles. You see that it's just changing now. It's changing tiles as we move ahead, okay? And I think it's something like 10 miles ahead and 2 miles across, right? But when you look outside the aircraft and you look at the ortho, you can't see where 2 miles is across. And you certainly can't see 10 miles ahead. I mean, it's really, really clever. It's just loaded another tile in there, which is water. This, I mean, you can change the color of the maps. You can change, you know, make it bluer or whatever on the fly. I think it's only for MSF users. You can change the ground color on the world map while I'm flying, and the change will take effect immediately. MSFS users, if you enable the rolling cache function at the end, right. So theoretically, I'm supposed to be able to do this on the fly. So I'm going to alter the blue, and we'll see if that changes. I have never seen this work yet, so you know, it doesn't look as though it's changed to me. It really doesn't. I just, maybe it's my eyes, but Hang on, there we are. But I don't see it change. But it really blew. Ah, there we are. It did change then. So do you have to... You have to put it all the way for it to change. Because it certainly did change then, didn't it? But anyway, I don't actually particularly worry about that. I just, leave it as is. There's license details. Select your custom map. Yeah. Some other settings here. This is your download area, checking for updates, and that's the cloud. I've got the whole world installed, all the world packages, which I think, if I recall, because I did it live online, it took 15 minutes to download all the packages for the world, which is really no time at all, is it? 15 minutes. Oh, there we go. Anyway, so X-Plane map enhancement, right? But on top of that, what I've also got is Sim Heaven. Yeah, Sim Heaven, which you can get from Sim Heaven. I'll find a link for you in a minute. And that is free. Let me show you. Let me just do this here. Sim Heaven. Right, so there we go. Sim Heaven. And you down X World 3. And what Sim Heaven does, it puts all buildings in right across the world. Yeah, right across the world. And you can also get, let's see, VFR objects, vegetation. So X World Vegetation Library, which puts trees in everywhere, and that's free, and that makes a heck of a difference. Okay. Now, what I will say about this and Ortho for XP, for example, I noticed with Ortho for XP that sometimes you'd find tiles that were wrong color, and I mean really seriously wrong color. Yeah, they changed dramatically. With this, not so much. You find that it's a lot more regulated throughout, and that's because these are professional maps. You can use Google, you can use Bing. Some people think Bing is better. I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't say one is better than the other at the moment. Let's move towards the mountains, although that storm up there looks a bit nasty, doesn't it? This is real world weather, by the way. I think it is. I'll have to check now. Light configuration. Nope, it wasn't real world weather. Let's put real world weather on. We'll download that now. I think there's going to be a dramatic change. Oh no. We've got some high cumulus nimbus. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? It's more realistic for northern Italy, maybe. There we go. So, yeah, X-Plane map enhancement is free. You still get excellent maps. If you pay for the $40 license, then you get the Pro maps, which are the high definition maps, and you have the ability to do certain things like you can set a level whereby it still remains in focus. So, like, I think I've set mine to 4,000 feet. So at 4,000 feet, it's just as sharp as if I was at 10,000 feet. There's a whole way of changing things for that. There's a bit of a blue tile there, bluish, but I mean, this looks amazing, doesn't it? Now, if you've got Orbex True Earth, like I have, I've got Orbex True Earth Great Britain. This doesn't affect it. You can still see Orbex True Earth, yeah, because this actually it sorts everything out. It sorts out terrain mesh. It sorts out the ortho photo. So even if you've got like True Earth Great Britain, I've got True Earth Balearics. The True Earth stuff will show through. It's really, really clever. Right, so let's see. Have we got any questions here? Trying to find YouTube. Let's come back here, move that over there. Going to get the upgrade from Map Enhancer soon and download the other regions. I only have Europe at the moment, but I have all the Sim Heaven regions installed, which work well with Map Enhancer. Yep, correct. No problems whatsoever with it. It just works, and works really, really well. Yeah, I mean, this is true about Ortho, but that with Ortho for XP certainly. With this, because it's the professional map, so you shouldn't have that problem as much. And if you're in an airliner at 30,000 feet, that's not going to make much difference. But if you're doing VFR flying, I mean, most of the time, really, you should be flying like that. Yeah, I'm at 5,000 feet, and that looks pretty good. I'll tell you what I'll do. If I can remember how to do this. We'll go up towards my ceiling, which is what, 10,000 in a Cessna. So we're at 10,000 feet here now. Let's have a look outside. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't complain about that. And you know, before you start talking about photogrammetry, yeah, a problem with the MSFS and photogrammetry scenery is that you know, it can look a little bit cartoonish. I mean, it's horses for courses. That's what I say, horses for courses. And you know, I mean, I think this is amazing for free. And even with the $40 license, you know, it's pretty impressive. Wonder if we could get down there quick. Let's see. See if we can get down over this. You know, speed up a little bit. So break my wings. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can do that. Once again, though, you've got to download all of that, haven't you, and get it on you. You know, I mean, the UK takes up a heck of a lot of space, from what I remember. I mean, just look at that football stadium down there, just to the left. That's sim heaven for you, I think. I flew over. Where did I go? I was in the US, and I went to Utah, and the scenery around there is just amazing, absolutely staggering. So, just trying to get down here a bit quick. I haven't got for some reason I haven't got an X camera profile on this. It's okay, doesn't matter. So 2000 RPM. There we go. I'll just have a look around here like that. Even the water is treated, you know, so the water looks different and everything. Whoops. Thinking a bit there. Must be lovely flying around this part of the world. What are we doing, Wick? We don't want that on there. I think the CAA would probably want to speak to you for flying this low around here. You get yourself in serious trouble. My waves are set at about 5 feet, I think. Let's have a look. No, that's not it, is it? That's not it. I think it comes. There we go. Yeah, I've got no wave height. Pretty low. So we'll put the wave height to about there. See what difference that makes. There you are. Yeah, Orbeck stuff from 11 does work with 12, I believe. You just create some hyperlinks. So wherever you've got it on your PC, Justin, create hyperlinks for it in X-Plane 12, and it should work. I'm pretty sure it does, actually, that I had it working. I know that they've updated a lot of the stuff for X-Plane 12 now. I mean, that's... what did I put that at? 3 feet? That's pretty choppy. See if I can get down lower without killing myself. Now, for those people who've been around a while, like me and Justin, we'll remember somebody called Frank Kane, who produced Clouds. I can't even remember what it was called now. He produced Clouds and another thing that he produced, which was for X-Plane 10 and 11, yeah? And he produced waves and weather as well, which was used by some real-world applications. NASA, Cessna, and a couple of other people used them as well. And when you turn the waves up in this, let me turn the waves up further. So let me turn the waves higher. Let's go to 6 foot. They look uncannily like Frank Kane's waves. Yeah, you get down closer, and you see how they're moving. And I often wondered whether Frank Kane had something to do with the waves here at Microsoft. I mean, some of his stuff is absolutely amazing. SkyMax, there we go. SkyMax Pro. Thank you, Justin. And I often wonder whether Frank Kane had something to do with these waves. I did ask him, and he said no, but I don't know. Right, excuse me. That is my front door. I'll be back. What's wrong? I am back. No, it was just Harry barking. He thought there was somebody at the front door, but there wasn't. Right. Excuse me. Right, what am I going to do now? Let's get out of this. Flight configuration. Let's go back to real world weather. Whew, I've gone all hot and bothered. Right, there we are. Ooh, that's funny, isn't it? You better sort that out. Map. Get back up there. I think that was probably a consequence of being near the water and changing things about. Right. X-Plane 12 defo has the most accurate sky colours in any flight sim. I guess so. Hiya, Black Knight, how are you? Oh, you want me to set the waves to max, do you? Shall we do that? Flight configuration. Manually enter and wave height to max. 12 feet waves. Well, you can see them from up here. I'm not going to get down there. But yeah, there you go. No, we don't report bugs. No need to report bugs. They'll find them. I'm part of the beta thing, so bug reports go automatically from me. Right, let's get back to real world weather. Put the wave height to what it was. Download real world weather. You can get back there. Right, that's what I choose. And also, this happens so quickly. Now, in 2020 and 2024, you would not be able to do that. Not as quickly as that, that's for sure. Okay, that much I do know. I'll tell you what I will do, just to show. We'll go to Cardiff because I have got Trueworth, Great Britain, and we'll see what it looks like there, okay? Just to sort this out. Will this be the last beta before full release? No, I doubt it. I mean, like I say, this is beta 7. I suspect there will be more because they're still working on the clouds. They're doing optimization, of course, for FPS. So no, it'll be a while before there's another release. Hello, Niels. How are you? How are you? Better late than never. Why? Where have you been, Niels? Or have I only just seen you? When I did a flight earlier, I noticed the horizon was still grainy and there were artifacts. So if you're on 12.2, you're not on a beta, yeah. You might see that, but then again, there are so many factors between computers, graphic cards, monitors, etc. It could be that. Yeah, there will be a release candidate before they decide that they're anywhere near, ready for. Let's just fire this puppy up. Push that in a little bit. Get that in. Turn batteries on. Right. So just to show you. Just to show you what my Orbex looks like. So here we are, over Cardiff. Whoops. And this is Orbit's True Earth Great Britain over Cardiff with Sim Heaven as well operating. But as you can see, the X-Plane map enhancement doesn't affect it whatsoever. Now, to me, I mean, I think this is. I wish map enhancement was the same right across the across the world, so to speak, that it was all color matched like this. As far as I'm concerned, I think this is perfect. Yeah, Trueworth does. Yeah, it's got everything. I mean, if I was to fly over Cardiff, you'd see the Principality Stadium. Yeah, it's got everything. Fly over my house. Um, can you not update it? Isn't there a new London VFR? I thought there was a new one. Right, I can see Cardiff City football ground there. There's Cardiff City football ground. There's the Millennium Stadium. Um, Although I think I've got a VFR Cardiff in it. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. No. I could fly to London, but I tell you what, can we get to London City? Like, what's London City off the top of people's heads? Anybody remember? Exit London City. EGLC, there we go. Customize. Let's get on the runway. Start new flight. It's a long time since I've flown around London City. I've flown over London, flown into Heathrow. Uh, Whether I've flown around London City, well, I can't remember the last time. Uh, Flying up and down the Thames by Parliament, etc. I wouldn't know. Do not ask me to fly to Upton Park. Excuse me, I would not have a clue where that is. Ooh, would appear that my wife has parcels rounded our local shop, so I'll have to go around there. Probably after this London bit, I'll shut the stream down. Um, it depends where you do your flying, TSC. If you do a lot of VFR flying in the UK, I'd get True Earth. Um, yeah, if you do a lot of VFR flying in the UK, then I would get True Earth. Um, and it's one of the reasons that I had it. I mean, I had True Earth before I even downloaded any ortho photo scenery, and then I think I downloaded Spain, Germany, France, etc. And then, of course, we went to ortho, and now X-Plane Map Enhancement, which is so much easier and allows you to just download the world. Oh no, we don't want to listen to that. So finishing asynchronous loading, which obviously it's going to take its time because we're in London, innit? You do IFR mostly, yeah. So do I. So if I fly VFR, I'm going to fly. I tend to fly around Wales more than anywhere. My phone is blowing up. What the hell's going on here? Oh, oh, oh. Right. Sounded like a load of messages coming through. I'm filming next week. So, right, let's start it up. And I'll do. That'll do, pig. All right. Let's do a takeoff, innit? And we're flying. In the wrong direction, but we're flying. So we'll turn around now in a moment. What are these? UFOs or air balloons? Oh, the hot air balloons, I think. Yeah, the hot air balloons. Okay, here we go. We're at London. Just turn around. I can see the Shard. You can see the Olympic Stadium. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. With that funny skeleton structure. This is the first time I've flown over London for home of West Ham United. I take it you're from London. My daughter lives in Epsom, but she's just bought a new house in the Cotswolds in Cirencester, so she will leave in Epsom. In fact, she's leaving Epsom next week and moving to Cirencester. Okay, so what does it look like? I was there. I was at the Dome last year, and I walked over the top of the Dome on my 70th birthday, and it was okay. It was good fun. It was great. And my wife and I, we had champagne when we got to the top. Going up, yeah, fine. Coming down was a little bit harder. Right. So how's it looking? Oh, there's the thingy, the gondola ride, just under my wing. Well, it looks pretty good to me. I'm 71. Yeah, it was my birthday a year last February. We walked over. You could see. Right, let me pause this. You can see that blue line over the dome. That's what you walk on, right? And you're clipped on, so you're cabled on, and you walk up there. And that circle at the top, right at the top in the middle there, it's like a platform. And you sit up there, take photographs, and drink your champagne and what have you. Great fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Well, thank you very much. I have heard that. I put it down to the painting in my attic. Well, that's what I'm saying. Justin Lever has met me in real life, so he can tell you exactly. Okay, so flying towards central London, I can see Tower Bridge there. Down here, under my wing, is the park where we all met up when we went to see the Queen lying in state. So we walked all the way along the river on the left-hand side up to Tower Bridge and then up to Westminster Palace, and we saw her lying in state. That was incredible. So we walked all the way through Rotherhithe and past the Globe Theatre, all the way up here. So, what do you think, TSC? You asked me to come to London. Here I am. Looks pretty good to me. Yeah, right, Justin. I've climbed up York Minster. That was fun. The thing about York Minster is that, we've got to do it, haven't we? We've got to do it. The thing about York Minster is that it's one way up and one way down, yeah? And the stairs are so narrow, yeah, going up York Minster. My shoulders were touching each side of the wall. We just got to do it. We just got to do it, haven't we? We've got to do it. There's the mobile phone and the gherkin. There's the shard. And the GLC down there with that. St. Paul's. Have we gone past the Millennium Wheel? We must have. Oh no, there it is. There it is. A friend of mine works on maintenance on that. Blakey. Post office tower is looking a little bit inaccurate. Yeah, so we walked all the way up here. Gee whiz, man alive. And as all the Americans get it wrong, we'll just fly past Big Ben. Oh, crashed into it. Never mind. Okay, guys. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, there's the Imperial Museum, war offices and everything. Postcards Parade. Buckingham Palace over there. I don't think there's enough trains. And Battersea Power Station. There's a football stadium there. Don't know what that is. And there we go. So, don't look bad at all. Right, well, I hope you found the stream fun, informative, especially the first part talking about hardware, etc., etc. And there we have London. I think I'll screenshot that. There we go. We'll quit out. So there you go. This is a screenshot I took. This was in Utah, and I screenshotted it. So it's on my desktop. So yeah, southern Utah in America. That is Lake Havasu, where London Bridge is. The London Bridge that was sold to an American guy. So that's Lake Havasu. Great, fabulous. There we go. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the stream, found it useful in some way or another. We'll see you soon in the near future. Oh, hang on, you can't see that. I just realized. So let me come here. You should be able to see it now. Let me have a look. Why is it not showing up? Ah, there we are. Yeah, it is showing. It was just that my browser wasn't showing it. Okay. Yeah, just there. But, you can ignore things like that. Yeah. Just look at the nice clouds. If you haven't got the beta, if you're not in the beta for X-Plane 12, do it. It doesn't cost anything. And, you get the clouds and all the latest updates. Okay, peeps, I'm going off. Take care. We'll see you soon. See you in the future sometime. Cheerio.